Hello everyone, I am Jaideep Singh Chahal. Next to me is what is going to be probably the most extensive Hilux build that I've ever done. We've done some really long format builds, but this one really takes the cake. It's a vehicle which is around a year and a half old. It has been to multiple workshops, multiple garages. It has been through a lot of add-ons and accessories, but it basically failed to come together as the final product that the owner wanted. So he's never held back at spending on the vehicle, but he could never get the final result that he was really hoping for. The garages, they were given a free hand at installing what type of parts they want, all the way from pseudo hood scoops to Chinese TRD, GR sort of grills, all types of parts. But he really was not happy with it, primarily because the vehicle was not running the way it should have been. It was running petrol spec Dubai import grey market home sale pro, which he took off to eventually go in for the so-called ultimate BP51 by Old Man MU, which still wasn't running well. So as I always say, dialing in these suspensions which have multiple adjustments is very hard, and it is rather easier to be running in the wrong setup. So I'll quickly show you, if you can bring the camera this side. So I was running a set of black rhinos with Michelin LTX trails, the full set of Old Man MU. If you note the spacer, it's been through some testing in the past 2-3 weeks. So now that finally I am 100% satisfied with the suspension, we've managed to dial it in with a lot of input from people all across the world, I would say, with inputs coming in from Africa, some from Argentina, and some brothers from India as well. We managed to dial it in, and I can confidently say that it is now running the way it should have been. Big thanks to the owner for being so patient, because I really wasn't ready to start the build till I was fully satisfied. So the plan now is we are going to strip down the entire vehicle. There's a long list of add-ons which are in which have been actually arranged from the last month or so, but we were just not ready to start putting everything together again. So starting from the front, what is going to happen is the grille is going, the bumper is going to go, the stubby by PCW, even though it's a beautiful product, it is going to go away. We are going in for a TRD, for a TGM Venturer Bullbar in the front. Fender flares, we're making them slightly smaller and better fitting. If you can bring the camera this side, I'll show you. The vehicle actually is used on trails, and he really puts it through its paces. So all additional parts, plastic bits which are not fitted 10 on 10 are going to fall off, because the vehicle is really put to full use. So what we are trying to do is compact fender flares, not very crazy oversized tires. This vehicle has 2 more sets of tires. It has a set of KO2s in 18-inch 285, and it also has a set of KM3 MT BF Goodrich tires, which he uses only on the trail. So this vehicle is pretty regular at the Learn to Off-Road school. So it really is put to use. A lot of untidy work has been done. As you see, the beading, the locks are coming apart, and this really doesn't go with the kind of money the person has spent on the vehicle. So the idea is everything is going to be stripped off. We are going to reassemble with a bunch of new parts. Bumper for the front, as I mentioned, a whole full range of diode dynamics lights with the D-switch. I think this vehicle is going to have the most extensive array of lighting one can imagine. We are doing a 12500 Ironman Frontier winch in the front. In the back, if you can come this side, in the back what we're doing is we'll be doing molly panels on the side, and we are doing an ARB hard lid. The hard lid will also be fitted with an ARB base rack. So the base rack will have all his recovery gear, right from traction boards that you see up there. They're all incorrectly mounted. I'll quickly show you. So these are all coming apart. They're all loose and held down with Velcro. So we've ordered the proper tie down clamps. They'll be installed the right way so that everything is easy access. Also, he has the new ARB hydraulic recovery jack, which will go in a box on the back lid. A new TGM bumper for the back with triple step and rated recovery points for the back, rated recovery points for the front as well. The side steps are already PCW, but we will be modifying them. As these slots that you see, these are designed to take the traditional farm jack. We will be modifying it to take the wider slot tongue of the new hydraulic farm jack. The roof rack is probably the only thing which we are retaining, but it is supposed to shift back. It's on a slant. This mounting right here is going to come all the way back, cover the antenna. So long list of mods. You'll be glad to know that I've been developing an underbody in 4mm, like a serious underbody, how it should be, on the lines of the Ironman kit, which is very expensive, almost touches a lakh because it's big and it's heavy. So it is in the final stages of production. We are working on the packaging and all. So this probably will be the first vehicle to get that as well. And I think once we are through with the basic installations, we will also be installing a dual ARB compressor in the back and an air tank, maybe to run some tools as well. So the dismantling is in process. We've pulled out the bed liner because the bed liner already had holes made for the roller shutter that it had. So 4 holes for that, and for the hard lid, we're going to make a new set of holes. So it was actually pretty much destroyed by the time we'll be done doing all the holes in it. So we have replaced the bed liner, gone in for a new one. They used to be pretty expensive back in the day, but nowadays very affordable. So to get a nice sealed fresh look, we are doing a new bed liner. All the ugly fenders, they've come off. You can see the amount of double tape that has been used. So we pulled off all of it off. This is going to be wet sanded, cleaned, and we'll give it a fresh look. Other main progress that we've made, this roof rack earlier was slanting forward. It was fitted incorrectly. Basically, the only reason was, if you can bring the camera here, that antenna in the back, the shark fin antenna, was interfering with this line of the roof rack. So whosoever had installed it, they let it fit too far ahead, and it was basically sliding down. So now it is pretty clear, this is the previous mount. This is where the new clamp will come. So we moved it back by roughly 6 inches, and you can see how nicely it has leveled out. So now after this, we'll start with the wiring process for the fresh set of lights which are going to go on, and the snorkel is also going to come off. So we'll take the snorkel off, ensure it is sealed properly, and we are going to check for primer and paint application on the part which has been cut. So that's another thing one needs to be very conscious about. When you cut a fender, the paint surface is broken, it is going to start rusting from there, and this vehicle is from Bombay. So it is definitely going to catch a lot of rust. So I'm not sure if it was primered over and painted previously when the snorkel was placed on the vehicle. So we'll ensure it is sealed properly, we'll remove it, and we are going to refit the snorkel after repainting and reprimering it. Now to the exciting part in the front. We're like halfway through the installation of the TGM Venturer Bullbar. Probably this is the first vehicle in the country getting it, because they didn't have those many units imported, because it's a pretty new product. So I think this has the nicest fitments for compared to any other bull bar, and I'm talking about all mainstream brands, all Australian brands. This one has a very cool fitment. I think it is up there with the Raid of Ironman, I would say. But some very thoughtful bits that the company has added. One is this bracket. So this little bracket solves the major problem that we always have, that the fender liner is always running around. They've given us this bracket. It'll be bolted through, and then we can chop the fender lining. So it is going to hold it nice and firm. There's another bracket which is placed inside. If you can see, there's a little bracket on that fresh Allenite bolt. So this is going to go into this, and it is going to hold the fender liner here. So two bolt-on supports for the fender liner, and I think we are sorted, because normally what happens after fitting the bull bar, the line comes here and we chop and we tuck it in generally, or we look for a place to screw it on. The bull bar generally. This one is going on the shell itself. So very well thought setup, I would say. Another interesting bit is this little bracket. So this is going to keep the light aligned, so the gaps are going to be 10 on 10. So very well thought, I would say again. The winch tray is on. Very sturdy built winch tray. So the winch tray is on. All the hardware is fitted. We've gone in for the Ironman Frontier 12,000 pound winch. This is the latest offering from Ironman. Synthetic rope, wireless Bluetooth remote. It has all the bells and whistles one could expect from a winch. So now what we are going to do is we are going to mock fit a GR grill on this vehicle. We'll mock fit a GR grill, and we will try to see if these eyelet, or whatever they call it, the little trims under the headlamp, they fit properly, and we'll try to mock fit the TGM bull bar and see how the lines turn out. We'll keep you posted. Thank you. So this vehicle now is all set to go back to Bombay. That's where it came from. So what I'll do is I'll quickly brief you through everything that was done. Now starting from the front, I think this probably is the first vehicle in India to get the TGM Venturer. This is the TGM Australia's Venturer Bullbar, airbag compatible, top of the line, and we went in for a GR grill, not just the grill, so we had to take the entire kit to get the actual grill to fit. So we now have a GR front, and it had a stuck on hood scoop and all of that, so all of that was taken off and we resorted to only using purpose-built stuff. The snorkel was already fitted. It had some leakage issues, we fixed those. So everything that is visible, I'll brief you through that first. So the suspension this vehicle has is a BP51, which is the old man MU or the ARB top of the line unit, but it was not giving enough lift. If it was giving enough lift, it was not giving enough comfort. So that's sort of a gray area where people think this is a true 2-inch lift, but it is not. So it needs to be dealt with in a different manner. So keeping the preload at a comfort level, we've gone in for a spacer on the top. Spacer and a shim, and that sizing took a while to figure out. Everybody who says they know, the suspension has click adjustments and you can make it comfortable, I would really like some help. At least I spoke to a bunch of people and nobody is able to figure these out. The scope of running an adjustable suspension in the wrong setting is, I feel, higher than running it in the correct setting. So that for me, I think, is something that we don't really require. Not everybody can manage, or not everybody can undergo the tedious process, which is to adjust the compression and rebound on a BP51. Everybody who's done it, they would agree with me. It's actually a full-on task. So Pilot Custom Work side steps. So we have the side steps on the vehicle. So these were already there when the vehicle came to us, and I'd been speaking to the owner for a while, who's now become a good friend. So I was speaking to him for almost 4 or 5 months, and we were trying to get it sorted out there in Bombay itself, but that didn't really happen. So we went in for a full change. I'll first brief you through what all we can see cosmetically on the vehicle. This roof rack is there. We were thinking of doing a Rhino rack, but this was already there with the vehicle, so we basically tried to reuse maximum possible material that is already on the vehicle. So cosmetically, the roof rack is there. We'll get to the details of the lightings afterwards. So yeah, fenders, both front and rear, we went in for the short height fenders. These finish like good 5 inches before the edge of the tub or the edge of the front fender. So these have a very neat look, not very wide. We were not looking for an ultra wide look here. And the fun part is on the back. This vehicle has a bunch of add-ons. I think we could do a series of videos on what all has been fitted on the vehicle. So if you can come around the back, so we've got an ARB base rack, which is up here. If you can bring the camera this side, I'll quickly show you. So we've got the ARB base rack on the vehicle. So this is the ARB hard lid paired with the ARB base rack, and a lot of fixtures were ordered from ARB itself. We've got a long handle Rhino rack shovel. So this is the Rhino rack shovel on the vehicle. This is the Adventure X 4x4 pressurized 30-liter aluminium water tank. Very convenient for anyone looking at a headache-free, plumbing-free, wiring-free water tank solution. This will take 30 liters, mounts with T-bolts on the T-slots, and all it needs is to be pressurized with a small air compressor that comes with it. Once you've filled, you're good to go. There's no plumbing, no wiring required. Outlet attachments are on both sides. So we've got the special mounting for the Rhino rack, if you can, for the Rhino rack shovel. So this is the ARB mount. This is a long handle shovel, and it's something very special. So off-roading, which is what this vehicle is going to be used for, is very convenient. So other cosmetic additions, I would say we've got the Tread Pro mounts for the sand tracks. So 2 of those. We've got a big storage box. So this big storage box has been bolted on using the T-slot adapters which come with the base rack. So these are all special function fitments. So this is where his hydraulic jack, which is the the new ARB hydraulic farm jack is going to go, so it needs a closed space. Also, all the recovery gear is going to go in the box. Lockable box, fitted very, very well. I would like to show you. And it also has these dampers, so you can climb on, access whatever you need, and easy to lock and store your stuff. These are all waterproof boxes. Very, very useful I would say. And other than that, the radio inside this vehicle has a brute force radio, which we've paired with a President antenna. So this is a freestanding 5-foot antenna which has been fitted on the Bullbar, on the rear bumper. So this is one of my favorite bumpers. This is the TJM rear bumper, very, very solid, and I think this has one of the best departure angles that there can be. Also, we've gone in for an all-top recovery hitch. This goes into the universal 2-inch receiver point, and that's it. You don't need to worry about a towing ball coming off and hitting somebody. This is for anyone who's looking at recovery or off-roading. This is the right accessory. Everybody should have one of these. Amazing quality, and these come at a very, very good price. DCV has really, done an amazing job at bringing in top quality products at such affordable prices. If you can take the camera that side, I would really like to show the departure angle, how nice the departure angle is. The bumper is almost as if it is not there. So this is what we actually needed from the bumper. So it's a very bare basic bumper, but really serves the purpose. The T-slots have been modified to take the hydraulic jack, and we have the Diode Dynamics C1R in flush fit mount on both sides. So this is a triple function light which is going to take your reverse and the brake light, and an always on DRL sort of a rear running setup. We've got rubber mats, since they're a strict no-no for off-roading. So we've got a short GR mat kit or mud flap kit just on the back. Now coming to my favorite part, which I saved for the end. This is what I really liked about the vehicle now. We've gone in for top quality hardware on this vehicle. This is a set of 17-inch 8.5 by 0 method bead grip wheels. Bead grip is top of the line. I don't think there's an alloy wheel better than these. Simple satin grey color that sort of matches with the trims as well. And this is what sets this apart. This is an Apex USA quick deflation kit. So as I said, this vehicle is genuinely going to be used how and where it should be. So the quick deflation, that's something which is going to deflate your tires 10 times faster. So you don't need to sit and wait for the pressure to drop. So for trail use, this is amazing. I would like to bring your notice to our Trail Tamer underbody kit, which pairs really well with the TGM front bash plate. So that is there. Again, coming to top quality hardware, for those who know, this is a Factor 55 flat link. This is, I think, where the search ends, and this is the answer it all setup. So I think top of the line stuff with a rope guard. We have added a Ironman Frontier Series winch. So this has a 12,000 pound synthetic rope winch with the wireless remote. That is the latest offering from Ironman. So top of the line, we've got a branding right there. So that's a matter of pride again. Every time we are sending off a vehicle which has come from the other end of the country, it's a matter of pride for us and for people who are trusting us with their prized vehicles and their hard-earned money. So that's a really big deal for us. Now coming to, I think, I have a lot of favorite bits in this vehicle, so please excuse if I use that word a lot. So the biggest addition in this vehicle again is the lights. He really wanted a lot of lights. So the vehicle earlier had a set pair of LP9 Pros. So those LP9 Pros were taken off, and what we've added is, this is the driving combo in the SS5 diode. This is really, really powerful. So this is the max in this. Very, very high output. Top of the line now 5-inch pod. This is the most powerful 5-inch pod in the world. In the middle, we have something which we will be using on the regular highway, I would say. These are diffused driving lights, SAE compliant, and these are road legal. So these are the only lights which are going to be used on the road. All of the other lights are going to stay covered. So these will assist his high beam, since they're placed in the middle and the height is perfect. So we've stacked two bars. One is a full flood and the other is a driving pattern. So if you can come this side, behind the mesh is what we have, the best fog lamp in the world. This is the 3-inch SAE fog. So the SAE fog had a DRL function which we've paired to run as a turn signal. So the turn signal glows there and inside as well. So just a cool add-on. I think it looks really nice. So then coming to other front-facing lights, I think this vehicle has roughly 60,000 lumens of front-facing light output. So I think that's enough to burn the paint off the vehicle in front. But of course, this is all for off-road use. So two classic 10-inch bars by diode on the side, a light force 10-inch wiper in the middle, and this is all for the front lighting. On the side for scene lighting, we've got the flood pattern in the C2. So the S2 is this double LED is again from diode. Very, very beautiful scene lighting. This won't be harsh. If you're camping on the side, it won't be harsh, it won't get into your eyes. And this again was repurposed from what was installed in the vehicle already. Very, very powerful solid light. This is a side shooter from the Iron Man. So we put these on rotatable mounts and we've labeled these as the trail lights. So these will basically cover everything from here till behind. It doesn't need to go beyond that, because if you can bring the camera this side, we've got like the ultimate cheat code for the back trail lighting. We've got a 20-inch light force wiper bar. So that again is very, very powerful and will light up the entire scene. So basically the whole idea in this build was to keep it not loud, not in your face. And if you see, there's a bunch of lights on the roof rack, but they're not jutting out or they're not getting in your face. So that was the whole idea. Other than that, I think, yeah, one of the major points that I missed, we've changed over from the other tires that the vehicle came with. It had a bunch of set of tires. It had a KO2, it had a Michelin for the road, and it had a set of KM2s for off-road use. So you switch these over to the very, very trusted Maxxis Razor. This is a 285/70/17, 32.6, 32.7 inches in size. I think these are going to be the ultimate for on-road and both off-road application. So I think that's about it for the vehicle from here. I'll quickly show you under the hood where we've mounted the diode setup, the D switch. So this vehicle has a dual battery setup. As I was going to say that I might miss out a few things, so yeah, it has a very long list. So this is the diode dynamics D switch. We'll show you the working. Every light on the vehicle is paired with this, comes with a phone app, top of the line stuff. Also has a dual battery. There's a Wata very, very powerful battery. We've cut open the axis from here to reach into the winch to connect the wireless connector. Yeah, another thing that I was missing, if you can bring the camera that side, this vehicle also has a set of ARB differential breathers. Again, I cannot emphasize enough on how much a diff breather is important in a vehicle that is ever going to go off-road or even for overlanding. This is like carrying insurance around. So we've paired in the rear differential, front differential, transfer case, the engine and the transmission. So 5 have been, we've used jointers and we've paired them into 2, and they've all been bunched up and they're breathing through this filter here. So all working components running oil enclosed areas are now safe up to this limit, which is a very, very good clearance, I would say. And on the inside, it looks pretty much stock. Not a lot of changes on the inside. So the only obvious difference that you can see on the inside is going to be this 8-switch panel. This is the D switch controller, 8 units plus the backlight control, all going through one single signal cable. Everything else is in the bonnet as we've shown. So on and off, it has a switch function on here. Everything is labeled, so it comes with a bunch of stickers which hold different types of descriptions based on what we want to use it for. So different switches like this labeled as roof 1 is going to light up the light bar on the roof. The middle bar, we've got a big camping 20-inch light bar in the back. Then we have a pair of stacked light bars in the bumper. All the major lighting is by diode, other than just two bars, one 10-inch in the front and a 20-inch in the back, which is from Light Force, which was on the vehicle when it came to us, so we've reused them. Everything else has been sourced from Diode Dynamics. This is the main SS5s in the bumper. Then we have the right side scene lighting, the left side scene lighting, and we have the rotating mount, ProMan rotating mounts with the Ironman side shooters. So this overall controls a whole bunch of stuff, and with minimal wiring, it's a very convenient pod to control. Has a very good phone app, so this works very well with the Diode Dynamics phone app as well, and you can always turn it off so that the backlight doesn't really bother you. Multiple backlight options. The phone app has all sorts of modifications that you can do. This is paired with a solid state relay, so all the relays and extra wiring that we need to generally do in a build, that is all excluded, and all we need is to run the wires from the solid state relay to whatever lighting or whatever electrical we're using. So what we've done is we also have a pair of set of rock lights on the vehicle. We've kept them on a separate switch on the side because it is a two-way switch, a low and a high output. And the other light, so the C1R, which is again the reverse and the triple function light, that is integrated into the rear bumper in a flush fit mount. So the C1R as well is directly connected to the reverse, and the brake, so no extra switches for that. Everything else is controlled from a separate switch itself. The only part that remains is the back under the hard lid. So the hard lid is going to have a lot of weight. It opens with, there's a twist lock here, and hold on. So you can open it with a key. So we have a set of additional shocks. They're going to hold it, and we've got a very cool molly panel. So that's the Treadtrails molly panel. 2 axes for the trail. We've got a dual air compressor, and if you can bring the camera here, I would like to show something. I think this was the only unit that was available. This is the ARB drag mat. So whenever we use a pickup truck bed, as you see, the sides are closed, you cannot really reach and access. So the drag mat, what it does is, you can pull out everything, access, and very comfortably push it back. Mind it, that's around 20 liters of water and 3 bags on the back as well. So very conveniently it fits, and the lid shuts with a lot of confidence. And I think this is the top of the line offering. This is the Rolls Royce of lids, if I could say. So that's about it. I think I probably might have missed a couple of things on the vehicle. I'll add them in the description if I can remember. But that's about it. This was a very long running build. The suspension took us ages to figure out, but really thankful to the owner for being so patient. And I think it's a wonderful feeling once you're sending off something. You can see the vehicle is all packed and set to go back. So now it is headed to a 2,000 to 3,000 kilometer journey. The owner wanted to actually take it for a test right away after collecting it from us. So I think we'll be expecting some nice feedback in a week or so. If you have any special requirement, any special builds, or any custom job in your mind, do get in touch with us. We love working on odd projects, and we love working on projects where the owner knows the use case. So I think we have a lot of fun projects coming up in 2026. So thank you so much.